Welcome to my channel Echoes of Coin. This small copper coin looks ordinary, but the year 1951 hides a powerful story. It passed through post-war America during rising global tension and rapid change. Millions were made, yet few survived untouched. What secrets does the 1951 1-cent coin still carry today? The 1951 1-cent coin of the United States is a small copper piece that quietly carries the weight of post-war America, a nation standing between memory and modernity. At first glance, it looks simple and familiar, but behind its surface lies a story shaped by history, economics, and human hands that struck millions of identical yet individually unique coins. The 1951 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Wheat Cent series, a design that had already been in circulation for more than 4 decades by the time this coin was minted. The obverse features the right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. By 1951, this portrait had become deeply embedded in American daily life, appearing in pockets, cash registers, and purses across the country. Lincoln's calm yet firm expression symbolized unity, resilience, and moral strength, qualities Americans strongly identified with in the years following World War II. Above Lincoln's head appears the word liberty, a core value of the United States and a constant reminder of the ideals the nation claimed to defend. In front of Lincoln's face is the date 1951, quietly marking a year that stood on the edge of change. Just below or slightly behind Lincoln's shoulder rests the familiar motto, "In God We Trust," reflecting both tradition and the growing emphasis on faith during the early Cold War era. The reverse side of the 1951 1-cent coin features 2 stylized wheat ears curving inward from the left and right edges. Between them are the words 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum displayed above. The wheat design symbolized prosperity, agriculture, and growth, an especially meaningful image for a nation rebuilding itself and expanding its influence around the world. This wheat reverse would remain in use until 1958, making the 1951 cent part of the final decade of the wheat cent era. The 1951 1-cent coin was produced at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver bear a small D, and San Francisco issues display an S, both located beneath the date on the obverse. Each mint contributed significantly to production, reflecting the high demand for small change in a growing economy. Millions of these coins were struck, yet despite the large numbers, finding examples in high-grade condition today is far from easy. The coin is composed primarily of copper, with a composition of approximately 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin. This metal mixture gave the coin its warm reddish tone when freshly minted. Over time, exposure to air, moisture, and handling caused many 1951 cents to darken into brown or red-brown shades. Coins that retain their original red luster are particularly desirable to collectors, as they suggest minimal circulation and careful preservation. In 1951, the United States was navigating a complex global landscape. The Korean War was ongoing, tensions with the Soviet Union were increasing, and American industry was rapidly expanding. Everyday objects like the 1-cent coin were silent witnesses to these changes. This coin passed through the hands of factory workers, shopkeepers, soldiers' families, and children buying candy for a penny or two. Each scratch, stain, or worn edge on a circulated example tells a story of use, movement, and time. From a collector's perspective, the 1951 1-cent coin is not considered extremely rare, but it holds strong historical and sentimental value. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are the most common, while Denver and San Francisco issues are slightly scarcer, especially in higher grades. The true challenge lies not in finding the coin itself, but in finding one that remains sharply struck, well-centered, and rich in original color. Errors and varieties add another layer of intrigue to the 1951 cent. Some coins exhibit weak strikes, off-center impressions, or doubled features caused by die issues during production. Although major double die varieties are not as famous as those from other years, minor anomalies still attract collectors who enjoy the hunt for subtle differences. These imperfections remind us that each coin was created by machinery operated by people, not by flawless automation. The value of a 1951 1-cent coin depends largely on its condition and mint mark. Heavily circulated examples are usually worth only slightly more than face value, mainly for their copper content or as part of a date collection. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded highly and retaining full red color, can command significantly higher prices. For collectors, the coin's worth is often measured not just in money, but in history preserved. What makes the 1951 1-cent coin truly fascinating is how ordinary it once was. It was never intended to be rare, special, or treasured. It was made to be spent, exchanged, and forgotten. Yet decades later, it has survived as a tangible link to a specific moment in American history. It reflects a time when a single cent still held purchasing power, when designs remained unchanged for generations, and when coins were crafted with materials that gave them weight and presence. Today, holding a 1951 1-cent coin is like holding a fragment of everyday life from the early 1950s. It connects the present to a world without digital payments, without instant transactions, and without the constant hum of modern technology. It reminds us that history is not only preserved in books and monuments, but also in the smallest objects that once passed unnoticed through countless hands. In the end, the 1951 1-cent coin is more than copper and date. It is a survivor of time, a witness to change, and a symbol of continuity. Though small in size and modest in value, it carries a story that continues to echo decades after it was first struck, quietly proving that even the simplest coin can hold a powerful legacy.